at the end of the world due to contamination. The sky is gloomy and forever raining. The rain is acidic and lethal, thus polluting our mother nature. We live underground helplessly and wait for the last judgment for our sins. However, there is a way to save all humans. It requires all of our connections. I know it sounds a little bit cliche for a video game, but what if I tell you that the main character of this game is not a powerful superhero with a red cape, but a delivery man? Today, I would like to introduce a video game called Death Stranding. It is about connecting, not just winning. And let me show you a clip of this masterpiece that was produced and developed by Kojima Production in 2020. It has sold over 5 million copies in July 2021, and here's an image from Digital Gross, which indicating that it was considered the best-selling back in 2020. And also, is the discussion group of Death Stranding is the top 1% on Reddit, which is a platform where youngsters talk about trends and society issues, just like Taiwan's DCA or PTT. And in 2025, Kojima Production has announced that the Death Stranding 2 will be coming. So the popularity of the game is unquestionable, but I want to dive into the story to talk about why and how it motivates me so much. So let's start from the plot of the story. It is also nicknamed as a walking game since our main character, Sam, is the delivery man, and we call him Porter. His mission is to transfer the vital carriage across the US nation. And during his journey, puzzles emerge. And he realized that he has to piece up all the clues together with other players to dust off the truth. I want to talk about 3 things that I've learned from the story. And in the beginning of the production, the investors from Sony Japan, which is the mother company of Kojima Production, they were worried about whether this game is profitable or not, since it is a revolutionary genre in the gaming industry. Death Stranding requires all the players to cooperate together to construct the world and to find out the truth. It is extremely unusual emotion game since most of them are about violence, shooting, and massacre, just blood everywhere. But Death Stranding is a pioneer in the gaming industry that dared to guide the players to find not only the excitement, but also a sense of security and peace in video games. And this brings up another topic that I want to discuss is I see a different aspect and depiction in loneliness. I mentioned this is because Sam, our porter, our delivery man, in the beginning of the story, he has to walk or use vehicles to cross the continent alone. And it takes about 40% of the total gaming hours. And the total gaming hours is about 40 hours. So it means that you will spend the player will spend roughly 16 hours traveling in the middle of nowhere, just alone. And this aims to allow the players to experience the emptiness and the serenity of just being alone. In the modern world, we are so next to each other while we're so far away with each other. The easier we can reach to each other, the harder we can reach each other's hearts. The technology of communication also brings barriers to connection. And in Death Stranding, the bridge is a metaphor of connection. The more bridges Sam built, the more information we can get to complete the game. And during this process, I realized that the connection itself does not necessarily solve the insecurity in humanity, but the process of building it does. In other words, making a new friend helps us to see more clearly and deeply in ourselves, and that is the only way that we can feel safe and sound. So this is an important message that Death Stranding conveys, is that if we choose to be alone, then we're not lonely. And I want to talk about the connection here. The connection here in Death Stranding, the story, it can be related to people or environment and even our future. In the story, the pollution is irreversible and deadly. And so does in our real world. We have to take the full responsibility to deal with it. And our offspring, our children, they will have to inherit this responsibility of our ancestors' aftermath. It is unfair but destined, which is also a critical message Death Stranding has been saying, is that we are born into this world without permission, but we can still achieve something as our own mission. Lastly, I want to talk about my unique connection with Death Stranding. So since the release of the game, I've actively made connections to people who share the same interests as me through various platforms on social media, so we can talk and discuss about the story. And eventually, I got an opportunity to attend an online conference about the gaming industry. And one of the sponsors was Kojima Production, which is the company that created this game. And here is a screenshot from the conference. The topic of this master class is about building pitch deck. It means that to how to persuade investors to invest in your upcoming gaming project. So I got the chance to talk to the investors, producers, artists, and fans from the gaming industry. So at first, I was so scared about making this connection since I know nothing about these people or this industry, but it turned, and I thought I was stepping out of my comfort zone, so I feel insecure about it. But it turned out to be I was expanding my comfort zone. And it was an extraordinary and marvelous experience for all of us. Last but not least, I encourage everyone to dare to make connections with others and also continue to explore the unknown. I promise that there will be full of surprises with positive feedback. Thank you.
Good. Can we start with any questions, comments, or suggestions?
Usually play games on Steam? Like, how do you know this game?
I bought it on Steam, and actually I don't play too many video games. This is I think it's probably the first and the only one I've played.
And the reason is like why you purchase it at first.
Because because I love the director so much. His name is Hideo Kojima, and he is a really famous gaming director in the world. And so I know some of his stories, and I really like his faith about the story about making games. And he's famous for this cinematic video game. Yeah, it makes you feel like you're watching a movie, and the story is very constructive and well developed.
How about the inspiration after you joining the parliament? What are the process that create game, or how did they decide about something like this?
I learned one important thing from the conference is that, because I was expecting that the investors, they will want to see the numbers, they want to see the profit of this project, but the truth is they will put more focus on the people that make the game. They want to know what kind of games that you have participated before and what kind of team building the team leader are you. So that's their focus. They don't really care about the numbers at first because it would change from time to time. So they put more focus on their quality, on the people's quality.
Yes.
Thanks for your speech. I really like your pace. And I'm wondering how do you know other people that also like this game? And so you can discuss together or play together?
I use Reddit a lot, and I think because this game is more like is more popular in the U.S. or in Europe, so in Taiwan you might not find a lot of people who like this game. So if you want to know more about the video games, I highly suggest Reddit because there are so many people there and they're about the same age as we do. So you'll have a lot of people to share about your passion on Reddit.
Good. Any others? I'm not sure if I understand you correctly, but it seems that this game somehow inspire you to consider being a game director in the future.
Well, I think I should start from this point. I really love storytelling, and storytelling can be performed in a lot of forms. It can be drawing, it can be telling, it can be movie, gaming, and even commerce. We have a lot of formats to tell the story. Like for accounting, because I'm an accounting major, the financial statements is basically just a story about the company, and so I think I'm not really into this gaming director position, but I want to know more about this industry, and I think to be able to be involved in this kind of creative industry will be my goal, like ideal career path.
So you're mainly drawn by the storytelling techniques used by the director in gaming industry. Good. So any others? I'm just curious about the game. So is it possible you can talk just a little bit more about the game? Like how do you succeed in this game? I guess you don't really win or lose in a game like this.
Yes, this is a game without, like, you don't have to beat others or kill. You will kill some of them, but it's not a game about killing, but it's a game about to find clues, and then you piss them up, and you have to cooperate with other players, and eventually they will have several outcomes of the game. So it depends on the choices you take. Like, it's a string of choices you take, and it will lead you to the different outcomes. So I mentioned about the total gaming hours is 40, but if you want to explore more the diversity of the outcomes, it would take, it might take hundreds of hours for you to into this game.
Let's see. So the outcome of the game is to have the delivery made successfully.
Well,
But it's only one of the purposes.
I think it's a little bit spoiling, but you'll find out that he's not a delivery man. Yeah, he is. He's a chosen one.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe I'll try to explore that myself. Good. So any others? Okay, so if not for the moment, so thank you very much for the speech.